The BBC's flagship current affairs programme has aired an edition on the alleged financial ties between US President-elect Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. It also reports on whether Russia played a key role in Trump's election success. And making its assumptions very clear, the BBC called the programme the Kremlin Candidate.
As he's about to take office, we ask, what does the Trump-Putin bromance mean for us? And what happens if the two leaders fall out?
There's a bit of a firefight behind us.
RT's Ilya Petrenko explains how pulling in the viewers often means rolling with the rumours.
So, you've got a news channel, but here's your problem. There are too many buttons on that remote control. How do you beat the others? Check this out, the MSMM, or the Mainstream Media Manual. How to come up with a verified, unbiased story that will kick some butt on TV. What's trending right now? Who's the #1 evil today? The Russians. Great. What can we blame the Ruskies for? Who cares?
The people who directed the hacking of American democracy are spread across Moscow.
Or actually, wait, something that has the letters KGB in it. Like Russia swapped half of the world's leaders with KGB doppelgangers to let the Kremlin pull the strings. Who can you get to confirm that?
Any dude with a robotic voice filmed in the darkness will do.
We are in Russia to hunt for clues and evidence. But where would they go first? Duh, Red Square.
Welcome to the citadel of cyber war.
Damn Russians. They covered all their tracks. Hold on a second, there's an expert. KGB doppelgangers are said to be running the world. Can you confirm that?
Beyond question.
You're looking at this evidence, looking at how this code was written in the course of this investigation that gave us a high degree of confidence that this was indeed Russian intelligence.
So we're almost there. Get someone in the studio, put up breaking news, make sure he puts on a serious face.
It's been confirmed by anonymous sources with links to the CIA. We cannot reveal their identity or tell you exactly what was said, but it's bad. It's the Russians. They're scheming 100%.
The FBI has not confirmed many essential details. They have not established the veracity, but they are taking a look. We cannot confirm.
It's a very sensitive investigation, obviously. We don't know whether it includes, who it includes.
What we know is that the top intelligence officials of this nation provided some information that they believe came from a credible source.
Job done. The whole world knows the Kremlin is at it. The world's in fear. The folks are watching, clicking, and liking. Hold on, it was meant to be a manual to make a verified and unbiased story. Forget it, like they did.
The programme includes a number of interviews with both American and Russian politicians, including Trump's former political advisor and Russia's former deputy prime minister. The journalist behind the show, John Sweeney, claims the world will slip into a new Cold War if Trump and Putin ever fall out. I asked broadcaster and former British MP George Galloway for his thoughts on Sweeney's investigation.
Not so much a James Bond film as an Austin Powers film. And frankly, much of the ruling elite in the United States and in Britain, across the road from me now, across the river at MI6, they really are making themselves look ridiculous.
There is no corroborating evidence for the sex compromat in the dossier, and Trump says he would never have fallen into a honey trap.
You have no evidence that it's true. Why are you making a big flagship documentary program about it? Isn't it an essential of broadcasting and journalism that you have something to go on, that not just a piece of paper written by a superannuated spy from England who is neither in Moscow nor in New York in Trump Towers, who's writing through third-hand sources. I mean, you could say that, what he just said, about any intelligence service in the world. If any intelligence service in the world could get a camera into a hotel room, heaven forbid, of any important person in the world, they'd be quite happy to do it. But there's no evidence at all. It's just all making them look ridiculous.
Last month, the UK government set out the BBC's new charter regulating the relations between the country's biggest network and Parliament. Now, according to new rules, the BBC must now consult with the Foreign Secretary about some of its programming and agree with the government over its objectives and priorities. Now, we did send a request to the BBC asking about its collaboration with the UK Foreign Office. It replied that while consultations do take place, the authorities have no editorial say and do not attempt to trample on the BBC's independence. We discussed it with geopolitical analyst Brian Becker.
Well, I don't think there's any question really that the BBC does follow British policy and to some extent US policy, because British policy for a very long time, since the end of World War II, has mirrored US policy. There have been technical differences at times, but more or less Britain has functioned as a junior partner of the United States. And if you look at BBC, or if you look at the mainstream privately owned, corporate-owned media in the United States, both of them are very close, very in sync with government policy, and for the most part, British policy is U.S. policy.